Hi everyone, the Pokemon fan 1993 here, back more Pokemon Scarlet. So today, or rather yesterday, dropped the Kommo-o 7-star fighting type Terra raid. So I was looking for something to use against it. I was trying to stay away from Pokemon like Aramouge and Annihilate, and other ones like possibly Iron Hands, a couple other ones. So I was looking around trying to find something that would work, and I found Uxie. So Uxie is a bit of a pain to get into the game, but Uxie probably has one of the best sets I have seen if you're looking to essentially be a store power user. So let me explain. Uxie has a really high defensive base stat, along with decent special attack and but low HP. So basically, what I did here is I gave it the Shell Bell. This is a Uxie I got from a trade. Its Terra type is Psychic. It has the Shell Bell, which is going to let us heal ourselves. Its moves are Stored Power, Amnesia, Nasty Plot, and Psych Up. It's I believe it's called Bull Nature, increases your defense, lowers your attack. Ability Levitate. Levitate's not going to be a huge, actually it's not going to be a factor at all in this match. And then I have my stat set up. Basically, I'm going full special attack, half special defense, and half HP. It didn't quite work that way because I had to redo the IVs separately because this Pokemon was already maxed on several different IVs. But essentially, Kommo-o is a he has several moves, such as a move that allows him to increase his stats all by 1, but loses some of his HP. He also has Boom Burst and Clinging Soul, or Clinging Scales. Clinging Scales lowers its defense by 1 every time, but it does massive damage. Boom Burst is basically a normal type, very powerful sound-based move, and then the rest of his attacks are all physical. So if you were to focus on just one, and if you focus just on defense for this fight, it would go for Boom Burst and Clinging Scales. So I decided to do someone who had a lot of defense. Basically, the entire strategy is not difficult by the slightest. So I've already beaten this raid once before, but I decided to not actually catch it. I decided to reset my game. So basically, he starts with Clinging Soul, which will, like I said, increase all his stats by 1. But lowers his HP. If we start with Psych Up is a normal type move that allows me to copy the stat chain. So we can Psych Up immediately, and we get +1 to all of our stats as well, which is mainly used for defense, special attack, and special defense. Then we switch to Amnesia. This is going to stop. He's initially going to hit us with special moves. We use Amnesia, it won't hurt as much. Then we use one Nasty Plot. You do those two together, and you overstore power. You basically want to do that until you are able to Terra. You want to Terra Psychic. Then you want to keep using stored power. Possibly use another Nasty Plot if you want to in order to increase your damage. He will negate, from what I've seen, he will negate your stats once, which means you got to put Amnesia and possibly 1 or 2 Nasty Plots back up, and then just use stored power again. This particular raid wasn't that hard once you get around. It's overcoating a bunch of other things that could make it kind of a threat. Compared to other ones, this raid's not exactly hard. When I beat this the first time, I had a Arboliva, which lets me put grassy terrain in play to basically it creates a grassy terrain which allows us to heal our damage at the end of a return everyone on the field. And then I had Tauros from Intimidate, which lowers its attack stat. I don't think either is going to be a factor in this, but we're going to check it out anyway. I'll also list the entire build in the description of the video, so if you guys don't want to listen to me ramble about that, you can skip to about 4 minutes in to see the raid, give or take. Although probably telling you now ain't gonna do a damn thing for you guys, but... So let's see who we're paired up with here. Sleevion, Weavile, Heracross. Okay, so none of these guys are really going to help us much. So this might be a good opportunity to see if you can really solo without any kind of computer help. So we start with Clinger Soul. That's going to lower his HP by a bit, but it'll raise his attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed by 1 stage. Or is it 2 stages? It's either 1 or 2 stages, but it's not really a big factor. So now we're going for Psych Up. Psych Up allows me to basically copy his stats so we get a little boost right off the bat. We are going to go for... Hang on, he's putting up a shield. We're going to go for Amnesia. That's going to allow us to... We're Raise our special defense stat by a little bit. And now we are faster for whatever reason. So we get the special defense boost. He goes for Boom Burst. It's going to do almost no damage. Now we're going to use one Nasty Plot. This is going to increase our special attack. Sword Power also is one of those moves that, or one of the very few moves that actually increases depending on your stat buffs or decreases. So by having Nasty Plot and Amnesia in play, Sword Power does a bunch more damage. I also maxed out the Sword Power's power points, which originally were at 10. This is just to make sure I have enough power to get through the entire raid with no trouble. In terms of that aspect. So he's gonna keep spamming Boom Burst just like he did when I fought him last time. So we're gonna keep using Stored Power. This is not gonna do much damage overall, but it is going to heal us for a little bit, and it is going to also get us closer to our Psychic Terra that we need. Now, beyond me why when after using Amnesia he started to use special moves, I have no idea why he does that. That definitely sounds like a weird... It sounds like an AI thing that shouldn't happen. Like, he should be going for physical moves now. But he's not doing that for some reason. But I got a critical hit there. That's going to help. Now we should be able to Terra, I believe. We have enough attacks in play to do that. Oh, he actually got a critical hit. I mean, that's a bit of a problem. But luckily, hang on. Even if for itself, that's not a big deal. Actually, it is no deal whatsoever. So we're gonna Terra, Sword Power. Now, that critical right there could happen to anybody, but luckily I had enough HP to survive it. The Shell Bell basically is one of those items that you use for almost any raid if you're taking on a higher power raid. Only reason being because you need some way to keep yourself alive. Honestly, in most raids, if you die once, usually the raid's over. Like, there's not really a lot of comeback from it. So you guys see that we're doing a bunch of damage. I'm going to get a bunch of HP back from the Shell Bell. There's Boom Burst again. There's Clinging Scales, but doesn't if I sleeve him, it's going to hit me. So that's a possibility that could happen. He could hit you 2 times in a row because of the auto attacks that gets thrown in with him. So we're going for another Sword Power. You're going to see his HP jump down a bit. We get most of our HP back with that attack. All our HP back, my bad. Now he's going to start using physical moves, which in itself, that's why I chose to have a plus defense nature and not give it like a move like something that would... So the only thing that's bad about this compared to Uxie compared to Aramooch is the fact that it can't learn Iron Defense, which isn't the biggest deal, but it could be a deal in some other raids. So you can see I'm doing no damage now. That's because he just negated my stat increases. So I'm going to will HP back. I'm going to go for... Once again, I'm going to go for an Amnesia. Goes for a Boom Burst. That's going to do a fair amount of damage. I might have to. I think I'm gonna Store Power once here just to make sure Uxie does not bite the dust here. There's also a chance I get just crazy unlucky. Nope, I'm still hanging in there. So he does have Iron Head, which means you can't use a Fairy type on him because he will obviously go right. He'll obviously see right through that. I'm surprised I did that little damage. Oh, that might be a problem. I barely have any HP left. That might be a slight problem. Okay, so this is a failure. I was not expecting him to do... I think what happened there, that critical hit kind of screwed me over. So, I need to do a bunch of damage, and I need to get rid of his shield still, so this is basically a bust. I can't do anything about this, so at least I managed to get around that there is a way... If you get critical, I guess it could screw you over. I don't think if I got critical, that would not have happened. So we're going to actually restart the raid. Keep in mind, if you're hosting a raid with several people, actual people, not AI, you actually can't do that. Because the game will not let you. So you can't... It'll say something like you can't find an opening to escape or something like that. So we're going to try again. Hopefully we don't get a critical this time. So we're going to challenge one. Maybe we'll get some better... Maybe having that Arboliva that I had the first time, maybe that would help more than I would think. Because having an HP heal at the end of a return actually is pretty good. Actually, having someone with Intimidate wouldn't be bad either, because that would make his physical attacks do less. So let's see what we got messed with this time. Dunsparce. Okay, we do have Intimidate use, that might help us a little bit. Also, I'm aware there is some delay in the thing. That's because my PC does not have a USB 3.0 port. So there's going to be a lag every time I do a video. I am eventually going to fix that. I'm going to find some way to fix it. There's got to be a way to fix that. But there's just a little bit of an audio delay, at least on my end. So we're going for an Amnesia. Oh, we're not going for an Amnesia, we're going for Psych Up. Let's going to copy his Clingerous Soul Boost, which is going to help us for a little while. Next, we're going for an Amnesia like last time. He's going to put a shield up. By the way, because he put the shield up, it makes it very hard to debuff anything on him for that exact reason, because he does that, because unless you have a secondary effect that does effect on the side, you actually can't use Growl or anything like that to go through his shield. Nothing too terrible there. We're going to go for a nasty plot now, and then we're going to spam stored power like we did last time. If this works, I might have to put in the possibility that you need at least one Intimidate user to win this. Okay, that's interesting. He's never gone for close combat before, which actually does help us a little bit because that lowers his defensive stats, both of them. That means stored power is going to do a little extra damage. Also, having Arcane could be good in general just because of its ability to possibly burn it every time it uses Flamethrower, which might not seem like a big deal, but that should stop it from either dealing high attack damage or to start using special attacks, which we obviously have buffed thanks to Amnesia. So far, we're doing better. He hasn't critted me this game yet, so Boom Burst again, barely any damage. I would dare say in any situation, though, a critical hit could screw you up, whether it's an online match against an AI, against a raid, anything like that. Critical hit really could screw with you. I wouldn't expect them to use Clingerous Soul to mount it. That's what they have with something like Swords Dance. Oh, he actually hit me with a double Boom Burst. That's bad luck on my end, but we're still okay. Negative effect from myself will remove, doesn't matter. I can Terra, we're going to Terra, stored power. A little bit of delay on that. On the transformation happening. Must have been because Kommo-o roared. By the way, if I pronounce his name wrong, I apologize. I believe Kommo-o was a lone Pokemon, and I never watched really a lot of the anime past Gen 5 and 6. So if you ask me to pronounce something very big, I might be pronouncing like anything beyond that. I might be pronouncing it all wrong. Since I don't have any direct friends that play Pokemon Scarlet, like anyone who actually talks to me, other than via text or whatever, I usually don't know if I'm saying words right. Or I'm saying names right, my bad. Not words. I guess technically a name would be a word. Alright, so we're doing good. We're doing much better this time around. We're at full HP. He's almost lost his entire shield. So maybe having a Intimidate user would be good, because I think what's going to happen is the Intimidate user, what it does, it lowers his attack, and then he's like, okay, well, I shouldn't be using regular attacks anymore because my attack is lowered, so I should be using special attacks. Which, definitely something the AI would probably pick up on. So we're going to go, he negated our stats effect, so we're going to go for another Amnesia. He did quite a bit of damage with that Boom Burst. So now I'm going to use a nasty plot. Hopefully he doesn't do too much damage with that next Boom Burst. Uh-oh. We have a problem. He did enough damage to knock me out during this next turn. Oh, hang on, I think I can actually get around that. Hang on, Cheer, we're going to go heal up. I keep forgetting we have the Cheer function. I don't ever use it. Normally I'm dealing attack, but that should heal me enough to the point where I should be able to survive the next Boom Burst. I almost forgot about that. Actually, I probably could have survived it last time using that too. Now he's going to hit me for a little bit. Not a big deal. Sword power. I keep reading that's like an ace in a hole thing, especially if you're raiding. But now we should be able to do a fair amount of damage and get most of our HP back. I almost put the next attack without thinking about the Cheer function. Alright, so I broke the stance. So definitely, I think you're good. Definitely gonna want to use that as a last resort, like heal as a last resort in case you're not gonna survive the next attack, because it's still all it all still is it's RNG based, and you have to worry about it goes before you use any moves, which means he's fast. If the opponent is faster, that would help a lot, because that just immediately makes you get a priority to it. I don't know if that would I don't know if like a move like Extreme Speed would actually go first over that, but I don't think it would. All right, so we just need one more good shot on it to put him down. You'd have to be paralyzed too. I think Dunsparce did that with a body slam, but you know, I'll take whatever help we can get. But I don't think we need it. I think we just need to intimidate user, and we need to be aware of how much damage he's doing, and hope we don't get critically hit. All right, that's it. Game over. I'm just gonna take a capture of that. And we're just going to throw our Pokeball at it because I don't care about the color coordination thing. I never really cared too much about appearances of my characters in general, unless you couldn't change it at all after you start the game. Which some games don't do that. Some games don't. We're going to catch the Kommo-o, and we're going to see how much what we get. We're probably at least get an ability patch and probably a Hermistica. All right. And what do we got? Auto catch. Okay, so we got a salty Hermistica, a sour Hermistica. We got 6 Experience Candy Larges, 4 Experience Candy XLs, 5 Protein, 60 Terra Shards, a TM 167, 1 Ability Patch, another 15 Experience Candy Large, 5 more Protein, and another 2 Experience Candy Extra Larges. So that's going to take a look at Kommo-o stats. They don't give them EVs, thankfully. So I'm just going to look at its stats based on what they set it on. But anyway, that's Kommo-o in a nutshell. Not too crazy. Like I said, I got bad luck. So we're going to do this. We're going to add to our party. We're going to throw a Pokemon from our party into this thing here. We're going to Pokemon the box that it is. I already have Kommo-o actually as a Pokemon. Okay, so we're going to look at it. Okay, so it was modest, or not modest, whatever it was. Actually, that's actually a very good nature for us to use stored power on. He actually had a defense debuff, but his stats are pretty solid. They're actually pretty well-rounded as well. Even his HP is about around that amount. But anyway, I think that's going to do for the video. Thank everyone for watching. I know today was supposed to be a stream on my other channel. Unfortunately, I want to do this in case people wanted this set to do over the weekend. Because otherwise I'd have to upload on Monday, and that's kind of a hit or miss. Because they're like, well, why don't you upload it Friday so we could all do it? I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about that. It's like, yeah, that's a fair point. But anyway, that's going to do it for the video. Thank everyone for watching. This is Pokemon Fan 993 signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.